Let's get some best bets from my best friend, Awesemo.com's Ben Rasa. I have missed you. I have not talked to you in quite some time. So let's start this thing off by focusing on the games coming up here over the next few weeks. Saturday is insane. 6 bowls to choose from. What's your favorite bet on the card this weekend?
Well, first of all, I missed you too, of course. I'm very excited to be back and talk some bowls. I'm going to get right to it. The first game, we've got the Boca Raton Bowl, Appalachian State, Western Kentucky. I like Western Kentucky. They're a 3-point underdog here, and the thing you need to know about this team, they throw early and they throw often. They average 431 passing yards per game, first in the country by a mile. Zappy, they only really throw. It's a fantastic team to watch, and I think that style could cause some problems for App State, who's a fine team, nothing against them. But I look at this Western Kentucky, they're pretty much intact. The quarterback's going to be there. Most of the receivers are playing in this game. Give me the 3 points. I think they're very live to actually win the game.
Yeah, total 67 in that one. Zappy, by the way, is 4 touchdowns away from breaking Joe Burrow's single-season mark, and he conveniently averages 4 touchdown passes a game. What about for the 8 games on the slate for next week? That includes like Georgia State at Ball State on Christmas Day. So Santa's coming down the chimney. You're like, whoa, big man, I'm watching a bowl game here. Which contest do you have your eye on?
So I'm going to go to the day before. I'll go to Christmas Eve. We go to Hawaii for the Hawaii Bowl, and naturally Hawaii is in the game. But I actually like Memphis a lot in this game, and it's because on the other side, and this is the theme of college football bowl season, who is playing and who is gone. Hawaii has lost the core of their team. Their quarterback has transferred. Their running back has transferred. A ton of other guys look like they're not going to be there. And to me, this leaves them without any semblance of an offense. I don't really understand how they're going to move the ball. Memphis has lost a couple guys, but the core of that team is intact. I thought they were a better team to begin with, and the line proved this. It was at 4. It's over 7. It's up to 7.5. I still like it there, though. I think Hawaii is one of the teams coming into bowl season the most, suffering the most losses, and I think Memphis takes advantage of that on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, Tigers haven't won a game away from home in more than 3 months. So you're also telling me you're sleeping on America's team, UCF, clashing with in-state rival Florida. They're playing for just the 3rd time ever in the Gasparilla Bowl, which is named after a mythical pirate.
So I've heard. I heard it's quite a scene in Tampa, a can't-miss type of party, and both of those teams, they've got nobody left. Obviously, Gabriel not there. Florida didn't have anyone to begin with, so I don't know what to make there. Maybe it'll be quite a scene at Raymond James. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, it's a sold-out game, too. And you know what? Things are going to start to get real meaty after the Christmas holiday, Ben. Oregon, Oklahoma in the Alamo Bowl. You got Tennessee, Purdue in the Music City Bowl. That's just to name a few. Tell us which one you're targeting and why.
So I'm actually going to go to Tennessee. Another line that has moved. It's up to 4.5, but I still think Tennessee's the right side. First of all, the game is in Nashville. That can't hurt. And second of all, Purdue, like a lot of teams, looks like they're potentially going to be without I think their best player on both sides of the ball. They have 2 NFL prospects in there, David Bell being one of them. And Tennessee plays at that lightning fast pace. Who would know better than you? Heupel is in control there. Obviously, that type of style is very difficult to play against. 63.5 point total. I just think Tennessee, again, they're the more intact team. Their style is a lot more difficult to prep for. I think they're just the better team, and it'll show.
Who's that? Aiden O'Connell, too. 16 touchdowns, 0 picks in his past 5 games. He's averaging 372 passing yards. So, and then you got to look at 100. He's going up against 103rd ranked passing defense in the nation.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Purdue will be able to move the ball. There's no doubt about it. I just don't know if Tennessee, like I said, they're very comfortable playing that style. I think ultimately they'll wear them down, but there's definitely things on the Boilermaker side that will cause problems. I just think all in all, Tennessee's the better team.
Dude, New Year's Eve and day, oh, it is juicy. It is delicious. Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, Peach Bowl, that long walk from the couch to the fridge is going to be epic. Are the marquee matchups here? Those are the ones outside of the college football playoff. Where are you looking for a favorite bet among these?
So many good opportunities. I'm going to have to go with the team that I've stuck out all year on. I got to say Kentucky. I really do. They play Iowa in the Citrus Bowl on New Year's Day. Kentucky's now a 2.5 point favorite. This opened at +1. I'll never understand that. Iowa is a team that can't do anything offensively. Goodson's not playing their running back. Kentucky's intact. They can move the ball. I've been so impressed with them all year. They brought in the Rams offense coordinator, Liam Cohen. He's really transformed that offense. Will Levis, the former Penn State quarterback, leading them. I just think they simply outclassed them. So I looked at them, and then I'll just say Mississippi looks like Corral is going to play. I'm very surprised about that, but if he is in fact under center for Ole Miss, I do lean to them as well over Baylor.
There are a few teams I loathe watching more than the offensively challenged Hawkeyes. That's rough.
That team, they are they're in SCLSU mud dog territory where you just take a knee on offense because they just can't move the ball. It's highly disturbing.
Yeah, I know. But, those wins over Iowa State, Penn State, Minnesota carries a little more weight than I think most of what anything Kentucky has really done. How about the college football playoff? It's time, Ben. Let's get your take on each game. Let's get a champion from you here. Let's go. The Cotton Bowl has Alabama as big favorites over Cincinnati. Hey, Cinderella team here. What are your expectations for that one?
I'm happy Cincinnati's in the game. I think they deserve their shot, but they are near 2 touchdown underdogs here. And I just think ultimately, I don't expect them to embarrass themselves by any stretch. And look at the playoff every year. A team gets blown out. So even if they do, no big deal. I just think all in all, the way that Alabama, as we saw against Georgia, what they can do, they've got the Heisman Trophy winner under center. I'm not sure that Cincinnati's going to be able to keep up. I respect Ritter. I really like their coach. I just think all in all, Alabama, like everyone believes, is just far superior. I would have to lay the points if I was betting this game. I think that Alabama kind of pretty much breezes into the finals.
They kind of feel like the weakest title favorite, too, in like playoff history in a way. It's a one-loss squad. It won 3 games by single digits in November. So you don't think Cincinnati can knock them off, huh?
Cincinnati's going to have to do – I don't know exactly what their – that's my biggest problem. What is Cincinnati's path?
Yeah.
Is it to slow the game? Is it to outscore them? I don't think it's to outscore them. I don't see that happening. And so Alabama's certainly mortal. Auburn should have beat them. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. But I think all in all right now, Alabama certainly has a ton of paths to victory, and I'm not sure what Cincinnati's is.
UCF's just watching Cincinnati in the spot and just straight up punching air, dude.
No respect.
The Orange Bowl has Michigan taking on Georgia in the late game on New Year's Eve. The Dogs are favored by 8.5 as things stand now. So can the Fighting Jim Harbaughs pull off an upset?
I think they can. I'm going to take a little shot here. I think that Michigan – now, it's going to be tough. Georgia's defense and run defense in particular is seemingly impenetrable. But at the same time, clearly they're mortal. I know Michigan is not Alabama by any stretch. But you know what? Everyone says the same thing, and I've been guilty of this. Oh, if Michigan falls behind, can Cade McNamara bring them back? Well, you don't really have to worry about that if they can run like this. And every team they go up against, they are able to lean on Haskins, lean on Corum. And if they do that against Georgia, I think we saw that Stetson Bennett and that team, maybe they have problems coming back. So I know Georgia's probably the better team on paper.
Yep.
I think they're a deserving favorite. I think that Michigan certainly has a chance because they know who they are and they play their style better than anyone I've seen in a long time.
And I think the Bulldogs are like unproven against really elite opponents. They've decisively lost like its lone game against a top 15 opponent here. People forget that. And Michigan looks confident as hell with that defense.
No doubt. Georgia, listen, they crushed everybody, but they do play in the easier side of the SEC. No doubt about it. The Clemson first game of the year, I don't take anything from that given what Clemson actually was. And Michigan, Ohio State, I know had problems of their own, but you can't doubt that team has extreme offensive firepower. And seeing what Michigan did, and it was in the big house, no doubt, but Michigan really does have some styles that I think are going to cause problems for everyone, including Georgia.
Yeah, since dominating Ohio State, man, they're walking with a different swagger in their step right now. All right, time has come. We need a pick from you for your national champion. Who is it going to be, Ben Rasa?
It's going to be Michigan.
Oh, yeah!
I'm going for it. You know what? I think the winner of the Georgia-Michigan game has a real chance against Alabama. Both of those teams I would back, but if Michigan is able to beat Georgia, I don't know why they wouldn't be able to hang in with Alabama. They've shown that they can stop a prolific passing attack against Ohio State, and they would have just shown that they can run on anybody because Georgia's front is as good as you're going to find. So it's going to be a tough road, no doubt, but I think the Wolverines have a real shot, and certainly if you're willing to take the risk, you're going to get a much bigger payoff than if you go with the chalk of Alabama.